And we're live.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening to our niche talk. Um, with me is my sister from South Africa, Tumelo Masengera. Do I say Masengera or do I say Masengera?
Oh, it's Mazingera. You said it well the first time.
So okay, so it's Gauteng.
Those are totally two different languages. Very different. One of the languages is not even South African.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Then
I
what is
got married. I got married to a Malawian man.
ah? So your last name
Yes.
is Malawian last
Yes.
name.
Yes.
Ah,
My
okay.
name is Tswana.
Tuana, and that
Yes.
is South
Mm.
Africa.
Yes, it's South African. So
Okay.
Gauteng is also Tswana. Hence
Ah,
the G and the G.
sounds like Afrikaans actually.
No, it's Tswana.
Oh, because
Mm.
okay, let's not have this discussion. Okay, well, with me
It's
is
okay.
welcome anyway. It's great
Thank
to
you.
have you again. Great to have you back. It's
It's
been
a
a while.
pleasure. Yes.
And for those that are here, um, we have been having this discussion for a while now about the message that, according to me, the Nollywood industry is giving, and the Nollywood industry is the Nigerian movies industry. They are producing a lot of movies, and I have been watching a lot of these movies. And what I have seen is that whenever they talk about the poor village girl, then this girl has natural hair. She has her hair braided to the back. She has her hair in an afro or like you. But
Yes.
the minute that she married to this millionaire prince, the minute that she becomes a city girl, the minute that she becomes somebody, here comes the weaves and the wigs and the
Yes. Yes.
so so I started to notice this, and I started to um watch. Actually, I started to screen movies based on this, and I've seen it over and over and over again. Last week, not last week, I think 2 weeks ago, we had two Nollywood producers in the show. They were both from the UK, originally from Nigeria, but in the UK, living in the UK. And we had a great discussion with them. You can go to my page and see it there. Today, we have, because I was thinking if someone living, actually a Nollywood producer or a director really actually living in Nigeria would give the same response as um, um, the ones living in the UK, right? So today, I have the pleasure to introduce to you a Nollywood director, and he is going to tell you what the difference is, because I did not know the difference between a director and a producer. According to him, the producers call the shots. Not sure what it means. But if I have to believe him, that it's the producers that actually hire and fire the cast, and they are the ones that predict or how do you say that? They are the ones
The-
actually saying who is going to be hired, who is going to be on this the in the movie, yes or no. Um, let me get our guest to the stream. His name is Ben Ogbonna. I hope I pronounce it well. Have something today with pronunciation. Good evening, Ben. How are you? Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you.
Good evening. Welcome,
Good evening.
welcome, and
Yeah,
thank you for
welcome.
joining us.
Yeah,
Before I
thank you.
start to ask you questions, can you tell me, because you are a Nollywood director, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a director and a producer?
Okay. If I got you right, you said what's the difference between a director and a producer?
Yes.
Did you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Let me make it simple. A producer calls the shots. The producer hires and fires. The producer has the idea of the movie. He communicates the idea to the director who paints the story on screen.
Mhm.
So the
Oh, and I think we lost Ben. Okay. So as I said, the director is the one. Wait, the producer is calling the shots, or was it the director? I don't know. The
I'm also
producer.
lost.
Oh,
I,
I'm
I'm
lost.
still trying to.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to comprehend.
So, like, okay, let me make it clear. Um, a director kind
Mm-hmm.
of paints the story. A director kind of gets the script from the producer and then works with it. The
Mm-hmm.
producer tells the director, okay, this is what I want. This is my idea. I need this idea to come to life. And the
Mm-hmm.
director picks up the idea and paints the story on screen or on stage for people to watch. So, in a nutshell, the producer is your everyday contractor of a house, whereas the director is the foreman.
Okay. It's still Chinese to me, to be very honest. So if I have if I had, let's say I wrote this wonderful story and I want it to be, and I want it to be a film. I want someone to take the script and make a film out of it. Do I go to the
Yeah.
director or do I go to the producer?
You go to the producer, who goes to the executive producer, who brings the money, and then hires the director.
Aha. Okay, I got it. And then you are
Yeah.
going to you are then the one that takes the script and visualize
Thank
or
you. Thank you. Thank you.
okay, 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 it's clear now. Okay, well, again, thank you for joining tonight. I
Yeah.
want to talk to you about something that I noticed in the Nollywood industry, and I'm saying Nollywood because you have produced, or can I say that you have produced a movie, or is it not that you
Yeah.
produced it? I don't know what the terms are, but anyway, you
Well,
produced a movie, and I got the poster, and basically the that what I want to discuss is not the genre that you are making, right? Tell me a little bit about what kind of genre you're or tell us about your movie, the Deep Lake. Sorry,
deep ends of the
what's
lake. Deep ends of
the
the
Deep
lake.
Ends of the Lake? Yes. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about what that movie is about?
Okay. It's adventure. Adventure for love. You know, when you care
Mm-hmm,
about people, when you care about people, you just have to be alive for them. You just have to do what you can do to keep them alive as well. So Deep Ends of
mm-hmm,
the Lake, it's a story that tells that line. It's about a people, a community being attacked by terrorists. It's also a northern, the story is just trying to kind of give more understanding to what's happening in the north, especially Borno, and then the community is Baga. So in 2015, a lot of people were massacred in Baga. So it kind of inspired the writer of the story, who happens to also be the executive producer and producer, Dixon Adoga. So the story is about a community being terrorized by some set of people. Now, this set of people has terrorized this community to a point they raped the girls, and in the course, kind of wounded some of the girls. And one of these girls happened to be the girlfriend of somebody who understands that someday I'm gonna have to face these people face to face and fight the fight. So
Mhm.
in trying to rope the girl refuses, and they hit the girl so badly on the leg, and this makes her lose a leg. So in the course of this, the boyfriend needs to put an end to these people. That's where his adventure begins. And at the end of the day, he couldn't even he finished the adventure, but the adventure as well finished him because he died at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I told you that that is not the end that I expected, because I expected a
Yeah,
happily ever after end at the
yeah,
movie. Um,
yeah,
but and I also asked you the question because the topic that we are discussing is, and this will be apart from your from the movie that you directed. Um,
yeah,
as I was saying, I have been watching a lot of Nollywood movies, and the message that I believe that Nollywood movies, a lot of them are giving, is that um, natural hair stands for poor, and if you want to show that you're classy or that you have made it, then you need to change your looks. You need to buy the wigs and the weaves. You need to, well, let me keep it there because that is what it's about for me. You need to change your look. So basically, the message that, um, according to me, the Nollywood movies are sending is that if you if you are natural, that means you're poor. And I would like to know if you agree with me that that is what they are showcasing, because of the fact that every time when we talk about the poor village girl, um, we see a girl with natural hair, and then the minute that this poor village girl moves into the city, the minute that she marries the prince, the minute that she lands a corporate job, then she changes her look. My question, I have a couple of questions. First question is, who is the one, um as you said, you're the director. So you are the one that actually making the script come alive, right? You make the script come
yes,
alive. So
yes,
that means that you are the one describing how the village girls should look like and how the village girl that married the prince looks like. Am I correct?
yeah. Most of the times, yes.
Okay. Can you then explain to me why this is happening?
um, okay. Nollywood is a very big industry.
Mhm.
I'd have to admit that, and we work with a particular narrative, and to some extent, I'll still tell you that Nollywood is developing. So, but then most of the people who are in the Nollywood, most of the people who I've met, we have this ideology that it's all about reflecting the society.
Mhm.
You get, it's all about reflecting the society. It's all about saying what's in the society the exact same way it is.
Mhm.
And when this happens, you find out that a director is easily influenced. The producer is easily influenced, and the actors even at some point when you do something outside of these things I've said, they're like, "What's up? I thought you were supposed to be like this." And you know, in cases when you have this, when you don't even have time, all you just need to do is this split second decision that you have to take. You may not even have the time to look at all these things. You're gonna have to bounce back to your reflexes and make those decisions. But then, like I said some time ago, it's not supposed to be so. In as much as we have a narrative of painting this story exactly the same way they are, we also have the power to let people understand, yes, this may be the norm, but it's not supposed to be. People are expected to enjoy and love themselves from hair to toe. You get, but then we see a situation where people, by these movies which we know have a huge influence in people, are being influenced negatively. Because I call it negative because, yeah, I know to some persons it's their choice the way they want to look, But what
Mhm.
if Nollywood painted a better story? Would have people in the environment, in the country, in our communities who want to keep their natural hair simply because they know the benefits of keeping their natural hair.
Mhm. Mhm.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
But
so
you said something interesting. You said that they are basically what the Nollywood industry is doing is that they are portraying the society, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, so that means that the society is that whenever you are a village girl, and let me call it like that, whenever you're a village girl, you're portraying that you're poor, and that means that you wear natural hair.
Okay, fine. Let me
So,
help you. Let me help us get to something. You know, this is a systematic thing.
mhm,
Are you following? This is a
yeah.
systematic thing. Most of these ladies who so much believe in artificial hair, they grew up seeing these things, not in movies. Get my point? Not in movies, but on adverts, on soap opera, on soaps, on product boxes.
Mhm.
You get where the models on the box are half photoshopped and they even have fake hairs and eyelashes and hair extensions. Now they portray these hair extensions as if it's natural. You get now when people step out and say, okay, fine, I love this product, this hair product, I want to acquire this particular hair product, only for them to realize you even need your hair to be in a particular way for you to be able to make use of this, right? Now they go to buy, only to realize also, okay, fine, this thing is very expensive. How do I even afford this? So
Mhm.
automatically, it simply means if you cannot afford the artificial hair, you go on your natural hair. So automatically, when I see you on your natural hair, it simply means you cannot afford a weave on.
Okay.
Are
And
you,
what
are you, are
do
you
what
following?
and so Mello, you cannot afford the you cannot
Yeah, I
afford
can't.
the
Sometimes it's so true to be laughing, honestly. But then that's what it is.
That's
yeah.
true.
And okay, I hear what you're saying, but um I asked the question if last time, and I'm going to ask you the same question. I'm asking you the same question. Do you think that Nollywood has the power to change that narrative?
Yeah, sure, sure. If I can give you a laundry list of things that people are doing today because they saw these things in the movies.
Hmm.
To be frank with you, some people's lives are like movies. And this did not happen by happenstance. It didn't happen by coincidence. It's simply because this is a long age of continuous viewing of movies. And one thing I've learned about watching movies is that at some point you realize that this particular kind of movie is what you want to keep seeing. So in as much as this whole thing is systematic, just like I said, Nollywood should tap into this level of understanding, this level of development, and realize, okay, fine, since what we do influence people, since what we do kind of teach people how to live their life, why not just follow these things this way and then make Nollywood kind of a path people have to follow, a path where when I see things, I would not just see the society. I would see what the society is supposed to be.
But if you are portraying what you think society is supposed to be, because there are two things, right?
Yeah,
I do understand that. Um, I do understand that as a producer or as a director, you also want to make your money. And last time, one of the producers made the comment that in the end of the day, you also want to sell your movie. What is your take on that? Because if you're going to now tell the story how it's supposed to be, wouldn't you and I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Wouldn't you then try to shoot yourself in the foot by changing the narrative, and maybe that is not what the society wants to see, because since we already planted the seed that if you are natural, that means that you can't buy the hair, so that means you're poor, and now you're coming to show me a sister with natural hair, and trying to tell me that she made it too, or that she's successful too. So how are we going to change that narrative? And if you are
Okay,
changing the narrative, wouldn't that mean that you are taking the chance in not
selling a
earning?
movie.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Selling your movie.
Yeah, fine. The thing is, we all, as filmmakers, have to get down to business. We have to get down to work. You get, we, it's a very dicey one, just like you said. But you said, would I prefer shooting myself in the leg by going to, portray that natural hair is also a sign of wealth?
Mhm.
Yes, I will do that. The only thing it's going to cost me is extra research, which most people in Nollywood industry don't want to do. Most directors you see out there just want to finish a particular job and get to the next one. So they don't even want to read the script and maybe send some feedback to the producer who might end up telling them, I think you're not good enough for this job. Because sometimes when you pick up these scripts, not all scripts though, I've seen scripts that are just so cool and standard, and such scripts will portray somebody with natural hair as wealthy, and then it comes out good. So first things first, people watch these movies basically not because they want to see a particular hair, but probably because they've seen the cover of this movie and then a particular actress or actor they love so much featured in the movie. Am I
Mhm.
communicating?
Mhm.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, okay. So when I tell you that Nollywood has the power to change this mindset, they do have the power to change this mindset. All we just have to do is get down to business. When scripts come to our table, and then first things first is for you to have the idea that something needs to be changed, right?
Mhm.
You have to have the idea that something needs to be changed. You have to identify what needs to be changed, and then probably somehow place it in your story. Some scripts may not even give you the chance to reflect these things using the star actor. But what about supporting actor? What about the extras? What about the
Mhm.
people who just walk into the mall and walk out of the mall? What about cameo appearances? You get
Yeah,
so
I hear
Nollywood
you. Yeah.
Nollywood has what it takes to change this narrative. Look at the likes of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I don't know if you know her.
No. Who?
Okay, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's a writer.
Mhm.
Okay, she's
I
also a
might I
Nigerian.
might know I might know her by face, but I don't know the names. The only name I know is Benita, and I don't even know her last name. But but
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Benita keeps her natural hair sometimes in some of the
But
pictures I've seen.
she well, actually she is the one with she's the one that is in a lot of these poor village girl turns into city girl with the natural hair turn into weave. She is one of
Yeah,
those
that's the point.
actresses that does it.
That's the point. The thing is, she has made a lot of fans for herself. She has made
Mm-hmm.
a lot of fans for herself. All that needs to do is a good story that will portray her with that same natural hair, but as a wealthy person. It's a way of us telling people that natural hair is not a prerequisite for poverty, and it can never be. It's
By the
our
way,
story.
before we Benita is coming to, in our next show. Benita will be on the show, so I'm going
Yeah,
to ask her the question because with having said this, right?
yeah.
Does that mean that she has the power to when she has to play a character? Does she also has the power um to change how her look, or is there someone on the scene or someone that is arranging that all?
Now, the moment you sign on a script, you have no power to decide what kind of hair you come on set with.
Then who is the one making sure that when you transform from the poor village girl, you have to wear a weave? Who is
The
that?
director, the director, the
The
producer, the
director.
every single person who is on the
Okay, but
above
last
the
week, or not last week, the week before, we had two producers on the
yeah
show. One of them
Mhm.
yeah
was saying that the producer does not have the power.
yeah. The point is, see, people operate with different theories in this industry. There's what we call auteur concept. Auteur concept is a situation where the director becomes the first person in film production.
Mhm.
But when you follow the normal theory that we all know, it has to go through that line. The producer hires the director to work. And when the director comes on set, the director has the power to say, this person has to wear a natural hair. This person doesn't have to wear a natural hair. And when you ask him questions, he's going to give you reasons for that.
Okay. Oh, great.
And, and,
Yeah.
and
Um,
most of the times, these actors are the problem
mhm.
because most of the times in Nigeria we hire actors without contract. We don't even get to tell them what they are coming to do until they get to set. So imagine when an actor who has always wanted to have her artificial hair on her walks into your set and you're telling her, please, I need to take off this so that the world can see how ugly she is. That's how
What?
she's gonna feel. That's immediately that's how
Did
she's
I
gonna
hear him
feel.
say?
You heard me right. You heard me all right.
He did.
Oh,
The
Wow.
first,
you
the
did not
first,
Wow.
say that.
the first thing you immediately are telling her by telling her to take off the wig or by telling her that okay, fine, this your attachment is going to be loosened up, is you want the world to see how ugly I am. That's what you want to do. So, in as much as we want to use Nollywood to change these concepts, we have to start letting people know that natural is natural. Your hair is your hair. No matter how you look, your hair, yes, the way it looks, the way you keep it, the way you train it, can turn out to be your piece of beauty. People have to start paying attention to their hair. And
Okay,
trust
I'm
me, this
glad you
program
I'm
calls
glad you
for,
changed that because you just shocked me 10 seconds ago with but I know what you're saying. So basically what is happening is that some of these actresses, I'm not going to say all of the actresses, but also a majority of the women, they think that they need those attachments to look beautiful. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, because of the mindset they already share. I don't want to use most of them. I've not really gotten to work with most of them, but I've seen places this thing is a problem. You tell an actor what to do. When you were trying to contract this actor, you did not reach a particular agreement as regards, okay, this is how your hair is going to look, so that the person comes prepared. You get,
Hmm.
and most of these actors also grew up in this mindset that we're talking about, this mindset that we need to change. That's
That
why I
natural
feel
hair stands for poor.
maybe you can say that again. But then that's why I feel deep down myself that this show needs to kind of even be part of this sponsorship, sponsoring movies that would let people understand that what you think is not.
Well, that's what we have you for, right? I challenge you actually, because no, listen, because I do think that it's possible. 2 weeks ago or last week, we had two producers, as I already said. One of them was Rhoda Wilson, and
Mm.
although it's been said that it's not possible to do a Nollywood movie without having artificial hair, she pulled it off because she went to her crew and even the not the crew, the cast, and even the crew, and the people on there, they everyone in the cast, nobody had artificial hair. So I do think that it is possible. It
Very,
is
very much
possible.
possible.
So
Very
now
much
I am
possible.
challenging you because Rhoda is in the UK. I'm challenging you to invite me for your next movie to, because I worked for Rhoda as the natural hair consultant. I'm challenging you, and you can even we can do it together, Tumelo, because Tumelo is in South Africa. She has her own natural hair brand. She has a Facebook group. She's also blogging. I also saw another sister here not too long ago, Sepan Langa, who is also a blogger in South Africa. It is very much possible. So I'm challenging you to, in your next movie, and I'm not talking about the movie, because in your latest movie, the girls wore scarves because it was in a Muslim community. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about a Muslim community movie. I'm challenging you to produce your next movie with all natural hair ladies.
On one condition.
Oh boy.
Okay, okay. Just like I said, there are hierarchies to these things.
Mhm,
Um, a producer cannot hire me and
mhm.
say, and I get to tell the producer, like, see, I want to run an experiment with your movie, you know. So it's gonna be way reasonable if I'm also a writer, and I wouldn't lie to you about this. I'm moved, even if it's gonna be a short movie. I just want to write something on this,
Mhm.
like make it a bone of
A
contention, make it
message.
the
A
real.
message.
Thank you, thank you. Just like I'm looking at the screen, I can see something. How can Nollywood help change this mindset? Yes, we need to make a story to let people understand that natural hair is not a sign of poverty.
Can
Even
I
if
Very
it's
ask a
gonna,
well said.
question though?
Very well
okay.
said. Yes. Yeah.
Can I ask a
I am.
question? How, how do you feel? How do you personally feel about natural hair?
I love it. Basically,
What do you love about it?
yeah, yeah, I love everything about it because now, when most of the times, I don't know, but I'm very much sure that I like to marry someone who is always natural. I want it to be real to me. And most of the times, when you see these girls, especially ones who have the guts to cut their hair, like what I mean, that has the guts to cut their hair. Yeah, it's a big crime for you to cut your hair down here as a girl.
So you would be in jail now, Tumelo. She cut
But it's growing.
she cut off all her hair. I think her hair was longer than mine, and she cut it off. So now you
I'd
Really?
be
would
in
be
jail
in jail.
until
I
it
would.
grew. I'd be in jail until it grew back.
It's it's actually it's a crime that you don't have to go to jail for, but people are going to look at you in a certain way. So the other day I was walking out of my house, and then there's this girl. She took off everything. It was trying to grow back. What she had the guts to also do was dye it white, right? She kind of dyed the hair white. I fell in love. But then I didn't step out of my house to meet somebody and fell in love, so I had to still rush off and do what I had to do. So I know that naturally, deep down my
So maybe
deep down
you let
my
your future wife go.
what? You can't say that. Honestly, you just can't say that. I don't, no, 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 don't say that, please. But then deep down my heart, just to answer your question, please the name again, please. I can know it's Janine Van True and the co-host. To answer your
Tumelo.
question,
Tumelo. Yeah.
what?
Tumelo.
Tumelo.
Okay, Tumelo. To answer your question, deep down my heart, I really, really love people who have their natural hairs on. You know why? You know why? Now, there's this one in the market, Bone Straight, right? Bone
Mm-hmm.
Straight is the latest artificial hair in the market in Nigeria right now, and
Show
people
off.
are people are running mad just to get a Bone Straight hair, and a lot of people have lost a lot of things just to get Bone Straight. You could save that money. It's about 250K, 250,000. You could save that money. You could, I don't know how rich you are. I know you can afford it. Yes, fine, good, beautiful. But you could save that money. Because one thing about natural hair is that you can do with it whatever you will.
Yes, absolutely. And
That's the truth.
let me include the audience, because I just saw a comment from Jacqueline here. Jacqueline said that Nigeria as a whole must stop being influenced by the Western world and embrace their culture as Black people. Out of every
Yeah.
10 women, 9 cover their natural hair. That
And
is a lot.
she can't be any closer to the truth if not standing on it.
And oh, she says also the Nigerian women are not empowered fully to be who they are. They live in an imprisoned mind.
Beautiful. That's also a point. That's also a point. A girl feels. I would really like to talk about this
Before
right
you
now.
continue, Ben, I see that she has white hair. She has
That's your
short
wife.
white hair.
Just that was just exactly what I was talking about. That was just exactly what I was talking about. So maybe if I missed my wife, maybe she's right there. She's
That
right there
is.
talking to you. So you
No,
see the
but
point. You
serious.
see the point. This right here, Jacqueline, Annie, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This right here is somebody who is not a slave. You get the point.
Mhm.
These people have been made to live in a world that's not theirs. Imagine a girl telling you that she cannot. Imagine a girl telling you that she cannot leave her house with her natural hair. And even
Because
That's
some,
it.
because she feels she's not going to be counted as one of the society. She feels the society has kind of told her how to live her life, and she's dancing to the tune. Some of them even go to the extent of having to steal these artificial weavings.
So this is where Nollywood and the famous actresses in Nollywood can
can
really
change.
help change that narrative that they can be natural in the movie, so these ladies,
Yeah,
Nigerian
yeah.
ladies, can be comfortable in their natural hair. And you're right,
Thank
you
you.
can do
Thank you.
anything you want with it. It can be straight today, shrunken tomorrow.
It can be dread
Yeah,
to tomorrow. It can
yeah.
be white, just like Jacqueline's.
It can
Well, Jacqueline
anything.
says my hair is long, natural, white. And I was white from the age of 16. We really need to talk, Jeff, because I'm fighting.
Honestly,
I'm doing
honestly,
everything to hide my white
honestly.
hair.
I'll probably, if she is an actor,
Oh
she needs
God,
to feature in the film.
Well, she does look beautiful. She does
she's
look
very
beautiful.
beautiful.
Jacqueline, tell us where you're
Very.
from. Where are you?
Yes, please.
Maybe
You're looking at your
we can
future
just
wife.
we are going to cast you for Ben's next movie.
You know, but
Is she there?
I don't know how Nollywood um how you communicate with the South African movie industry. Because in South Africa, you get a lot of it, the narrative is changing.
It's
A
different,
lot
yeah.
of actors, producers, directors, movies, series, because now here we're producing a lot of series. Series are now, it's a mix, but in the mix, there's a lot of natural hair, a lot. Whether the person is rich, they can be
What?
wearing maybe the hair in a bun with even if the hair is there's an extension, that extension is afro, just to give
Yeah.
the look
To give
of
you that natural
big,
feel.
yes, to give that natural feel. So I don't know, maybe you can communicate with the South African producers and directors and see how they're influencing, because they are really influencing the society
Yeah.
around us, other than the natural hair movement, which has helped a lot. There's really, the movement started, I think, in America. It has moved down to South Africa. Yes,
But
there's
there's
still
also
people
a
who
natural
prefer.
hair. But there's also a natural hair movement in Nigeria. How come that
Yeah,
they don't, have
it's not so,
changed
it
a lot?
doesn't.
Ja-
Yeah,
Jacqueline said something. We should have missed that. She said something, and I think I read through. She said something as regards not being empowered.
Okay, let me go back to the you mean
She
the Nigeria as
No,
a
the next
whole?
one, the next one, the next one, the next
The
one.
next
The next thing
one.
she said after this.
they're not
The
empowered
Nigerian
fully.
women are not as empowered fully to be who they are. Okay, whose
See
role is
that?
that to empower the
See that?
Nigerian women?
Yes.
At some point, these people who, you know why she said something about South Africa and then it rang? Like she said something about South Africa and then I picked it and it was making a whole lot of sense. There
Ah,
was this
no,
movie.
that was not no, that was not Jacqueline. That was
No, I'm talking about the co-host.
uh,
I'm talking about the
Oh yeah.
co-host.
oh, Tomelo.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she said something about South Africa and then I picked it. Why? Sarafina. Sarafina. South Africa has always wanted to change the narrative.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movie Sarafina, you can understand what I am talking about. So for you to set up something in a country
Mm-hmm.
like Nigeria, you have to do more than just setting up. You have to even put money. You have to get sponsors. You have to kind of repackage this thing to fit the Nigerian environment.
Yeah.
And I
If
must say
actually
that
I'm to write, if actually I'm
Nollywood
to write
influences.
a story,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Camilla
go
was
on.
saying something.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I was
if
saying
actually,
we're talking over
Okay.
each other, but I'm saying
First,
Nollywood
Tomelo.
influences a lot. Okay, Nollywood influences a whole wide most of Africa. I have to say, when trends
yeah,
start, mostly they start in Nigeria. We watch now. Nigerian movies are very popular. The weaves that the ladies put on now in South Africa, they started in Nigeria. The clothing, your ankaras, the styles that you have, your traditional way, that they trickle down to, to most of Africa. So if
yeah,
even if you can help, I mean, have extras, say the ones that don't matter, put on the natural hair, but make it look beautiful. I think that can help somehow.
yeah, yeah. But then I
Start
think,
there.
please, Von Tru, Von Tru,
Yes.
please. I saw a comment from a fan. I think Lang, I mean Langa. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just left the
Mm.
screen.
She is
Oh, Jacqueline says, I'm in
she's from
London and originally,
London, Nigeria.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And the comment that
Ah,
you are talking about is from a South African natural hair blogger.
yeah.
Let me go back
I missed
to
it. I missed it.
I mean this one
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
Navy
Yeah,
Phil.
yeah. That's it.
Okay, that Afro hair is low maintenance and thus a symbol of being poor and having a low budget.
No,
Yeah,
sorry, not this one.
not
I
this
think
one. Okay,
there's
and
this,
the
not
other
this one.
one. It has the
It
power
does
to
have the
change.
power to change the narrative. Look at, yeah, this one. This one.
Okay, comment on that. The
This one.
Miss Universe with natural hair.
What did you?
But
Yeah.
this one
Let me
is South
just let me.
Africa.
I don't know if I'm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna shock you if I say this. But do you know that down here in Nigeria, people cannot step on the stage as pigeons with their natural hair. Like they don't even believe they are gonna win if they try.
But
Like they
have they
believe
ever
that's.
tried?
I can hear you.
I said,
I can't hear you.
have they ever tried?
They would not. It's just like saying you want to go for a food competition and you're trying to indicate that you have ulcer. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, again, come again. I don't get
Hello?
that. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
But
it's just like trying to go for a food competition and you're trying to indicate that you have issues eating food. Like you having to say you want to go for a
wow,
pageant with your natural hair. you will lose. It's just as that's the mindset. That's what they're trying to like tell themselves. I have never. I love watching those pigeons. Like I love watching all those pigeon shows, and I will tell you, I have not seen. Let me not say hardly. Let me not paint these things the way they are. So if we really have to start changing this mindset, it begins with us. It begins with we trying to identify the problem and creating stories around the problem.
I agree with you, but it's not just one place where you start, right? It
Yeah.
should be in different places. And I think it should
Yes.
be with yourself, because if you grow up thinking that you need attachment to look beautiful, you need to look different to look beautiful. Basically, for those that believe in God, what you're telling God is that He made a mistake making you how
Yeah.
He made you,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and the Bible is lying, right? Everybody
Yeah.
was made
That's
perfect, but I'm not
yeah.
perfect because I need Indian hair to be perfect.
But I need
I need
Brazilian hair
that
to.
Brazilian wave to be perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
I need it straight to be
so
perfect.
I think that it's not only about, because I don't think that by just creating a movie with all natural hair people will do the job, right? You also have to make people aware that the way they are, the beauty that they have, that is enough. Because
Yes.
otherwise, why would they think? Maybe it's also something that deeply has to do with self-acceptance. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
why would I
That's
need
why. That's why I
to
told you something as regards having to do a very serious.
Okay, I think you're frozen, Ben, but I'm going to read the comment that Jacqueline just sent in, and that is, but they don't have that depth of kingdom knowledge
Hello, can you hear
to
me?
operate in their true identity. And I really think you are right,
Can you
Jacqueline.
hear
You're
me?
spot on.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
I
so
can
that's
hear
why
you.
you have to embark on serious research. That's why you have to embark on serious research to write a story that touches all these things, because it's not just about choice. It's also about nurture. It's also about how people grew up. It's also about environment where these people grew up. So we have to think long and hard to get something that when people sees it, when people sit down and watch it, they're gonna be like, wow, 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 this is me in
Mm,
this story. This is my child in this story. I just have to do something to stand up for something. You get the NSAS protest that happened in Nigeria. It didn't just happen because one person said we have to. I have to. We have to come out someday and do this. It happened simply because people had it up here, right? So we
yeah.
should act as if we have this thing up here, and then we act as if we have it up here, so that when we stand firm, we stand strong, and never stop until we solve the problem.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. Okay, but
I,
okay. Go ahead. Sorry, Tamelo. Go ahead.
I think that project you're talking about, you can start there, and as probably you'll have to go back to how people started specifically Nigerians. When did they start wearing
Exactly.
stop embracing their natural hair? What happened for them to stop embracing that the way they are? Because for us, I boiled it down to colonization. Remember, I spoke about
That's the
that.
same thing down here.
Yes, the fact that we were told that our hair is wrong the way it is, our skin is wrong, everything about us
Yeah.
is wrong, our features. So now we're embracing everything now, but not everything quite, but we're getting there. But now the hair seems like it will be the last part. The hair.
Do you think it?
We
Do you
love our we love our black skin now. We love the fact that it
Well,
can stand the
not
heat.
all of us. Not all of us, because if that was the case, we wouldn't be bleaching, would we?
That's very
That's
a lot
that's
of
the
things are
point.
happening.
That's the point, Von True. That's the
You
point.
see,
Right? Big point.
So you need as a you're a director, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yes,
You
director.
yes,
Yeah.
you need to go to the root of this thing and tell a story, a good story, and then keep on, get others on board, and then make awareness, make people aware that this is where this started. If people knew where it started, their eyes will be opened to the fact that this is not how things should be. How can you be born
Yeah,
with hair that looks like this and you want to cover it up? You might as well shave it off and put on that hair. Is that okay?
yeah.
Take it
Yeah.
all off because you don't want it anymore.
Yeah. Jacqueline says, I grew up with alopecia. I had no hair. So I know what it's like to be bald and patchy. My relationship with God restored my hair. So I know what it's like to have no hair and the low self esteem. My relationship with God restored my hair and hence the white hair, you see. So he gave you back white hair. Uh,
Wow.
tell us a little bit about your the low self-esteem, because I do think that that has to do a lot with wanting to change yourself, right? Because if you are confident enough, if you know what you're worth, you would know that you don't have to change your appearances to be accepted or to be beautiful or to feel
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
um Pam, another lady with white hair, is saying, when will we stop hating ourselves?
But this one looks naturally white. It looks gray.
It is, yes.
Like, honestly speaking, we have real fans around here. I want to say a very big thank you to Von through you. You're doing a great job. I've been trying to get closer to this, and each time I'm falling in love, man. Honestly, I am because I don't know if you really understand the level of stigma people are going through, having to realize they have to walk out of their house with their natural hair. Somebody once told me that it's because her hair is short that she wouldn't want to. She will always want to show that her hair is longer. And as short as she is, she would never you would never see her wearing short weave-ons. It will always have to go down towards her waist. You get so
Can I ask,
it's
Yeah, go ahead.
from when they're little girls, when does it start? When does the stigma start? Because I'm sure growing up they grew up with their natural hair. Then where does it start that they need to cover up their hair? At which age? Is it adolescent? Maybe.
Well, I do have a
the
theory
truth
around
is,
that. Sorry, I do have a theory
yeah,
around that because um, my friend was telling me that before the school starts in Brussels, here in Belgium, in Brussels, the hairdressers are full with little girls. The moms are taking them to the hairdresser where they have to braid their hair with extension. And these girls are being taught that they look like princesses, right? So I think that that is where the seed is planted, because to be
yeah,
Mm.
to look like you don't hear me. If I don't hear that I look like a princess with my natural afro hair, but the
yeah,
minute I have this extensions on, you tell me that I look like a princess. That is the seed that has been planted. That's what I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
And
You
that is
know,
what
there's a
I grow up to believe, that if I want to keep looking like a princess,
must keep adding.
I need to make sure that I do anything but to show you my real hair. That's what I
Okay,
think.
Wow.
That's what I think
okay,
that is.
look at Pan Roe. Am I right with the pronunciation? Pam just said, I think we've been influenced by the European definition of beauty. Just to answer to Melo
Yes.
when she said something as regards to me having to research to know when. I don't need to research. It's right
Mm.
there in the face looking at me. You get
That's true.
Yeah.
The colonial masters made us understand that in ourselves we are inadequate.
That's true.
In
But
every
what I
level of
mean is
it, we are
in
inadequate.
that's true. What I meant is in
Yeah,
line of you making the story and the
You
movie,
you telling the
yeah,
story. Yeah. Yeah.
you will
yeah.
have to tell it in depth. It does
It's
come from there.
it's really
That's
going to
where it
be
stems from.
it's really going to be a very big project. In as much as
Yes,
I'm looking at a short film, but it's going to be a big project
yes.
because this is targeted at letting people understand something. You know,
Mm.
yeah. One thing we also have to learn in Nollywood is, you see, the society, you don't have to kind of replicate the society as is. One of the functions of literature is to correct the society. You know, when you pull out the ill of the society, you are as well trying to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm right about
That's
that, then we should
mm.
identify the fact that people going for artificial hair may not be wrong, but it's an ill, because a lot of people are being good stepped. A lot of people are being good stepped to think that natural hair is a crime. A lot of people are being stigmatized into thinking that natural hair is a crime. I think someone asked a question now. I think Tumelo asked a question and saying, at what age does this start? Now let me tell you, at different communities it starts at different age, or at different family in different families it starts at different age.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are parents who would never want to see their kids have their natural hairs on. That's where it begins. And someday the girl child is going to be like, Mom, why are you always saying this? I want to be a man. The mother is going to be, are you stupid? You won't look like a stupid person out there. Really? And
Yeah.
everybody in the family starts staying away from this kid. And then she realized, oh, I fucked up. Oh, Mom, sorry, when next are we going to the salon? So, you see, that's also a problem. That's also a problem. Another problem another problem we
That's
see
true.
around this thing. Yeah, another problem we see around this thing is peer pressure. Peer pressure.
Yeah.
You are a girl, and then you're growing of age, and then your other girls are telling you, for guys to look at you, you have to, what's up? And
Oh,
then it takes someone who is ready to walk alone. It takes someone who is ready to be themselves, to be able to understand this fact that you cannot listen to the crowd for any reason.
Mm-hmm.
that's true. Adding on to your
Honestly
point,
speaking,
Jenny, of the
hello?
extensions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, adding on to Janine's point of the little girls in extensions. I have a,
Yeah, so
you could say, a friend who's a professional hairdresser. He's male, and he relaxes hair. He can do it. With us, the thing was relaxing. We come from an era of relax straightening chemically. From a young age, I remember also my hair being relaxed, and it couldn't thrive even though it was relaxed. So this man said to me once that parents should never, it's a shame for a mother to relax a child's hair,
Little
a
girls.
small
Yeah.
child,
Yeah. Yeah.
from 2 years old, and a child must stay natural, he said, from a young age until they're 12, because he says during that time it's going to mess with their self-esteem.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
professional hairstylist said that a man who relaxes hair, he knows chemicals for a living on and how to do hair. So it was quite interesting to hear that coming from him. It was quite knowledgeable, because it's true that this stems from, it's a seed. If you have never had your hair
yeah,
in its natural state, when it is natural and it's curling up and the relaxer is wearing off, it's called ugly. It's a seed. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it like that. So I think from natural came weaves, because now you want to keep it straight. Most people who
and then you
relax
realize
natural
that
hair,
it's been killed since you were younger.
yes,
It is.
natural
Yeah.
hair. A lot of we would relax at home, so it wouldn't be done right. The hair wouldn't be straight for
It would
too
break.
long. It would break. So our
Health
hair
birth.
would not, yes, it would not grow. Our hair wouldn't grow. So now you have the option as you are older that, oh, my natural hair is not growing. Even if it's relaxed, it's not growing. It ends up to here. And it doesn't look
Yeah.
so good. So you opt for we opt for extensions.
Yeah.
Because nothing is working. We don't know how to care for our natural hair because
Yes.
nobody
But
taught us.
another question, because going back to a comment that you made earlier, Tumelo, is that a lot of women are looking at the United States, but the natural hair community in the United States, it's huge. How come they're
In
not looking at that? And it's not only just the natural hair, it's also, role models in self-love, loving yourself, accepting yourself, self-awareness. I think the whole Black Lives Matters movement just woke us up in making us believe and making us know, for those who didn't know yet, that we are enough, not only as a human being, but also as a woman. So how
Yeah.
come that message doesn't reach Nollywood or Nigeria for that matter?
It does. It does reach Nigeria. Honestly, it does. All we need, just like one of the fans said already, all we need are true models to stand up for this. You get
Okay, yes. I'm
a
going back to
true.
a comment that Jacqueline sent. Jacqueline said that we need true role models in the Nollywood industry, especially women who reflect true and natural beauty. We must be proper role models for future women, or else they will grow up thinking something is wrong with them, and
Yeah.
that I teach against. And I absolutely agree with you, Jacqueline, because
Yeah.
it also comes from home. I have a daughter who's 14 years
yes,
old, and she has never seen me with a weave or a wig or a relaxer. So she grows up thinking that natural hair is the norm, right?
it
Yeah.
She
is.
doesn't
Mm.
Yeah.
grow up thinking anything else. And she herself now, being a young woman, she has her own natural hair, and she is not looking at changing who she is.
Yes.
I think 2 years ago, she asked me to flat iron her hair. I did it because she was really disturbing me. So I chose to flat iron her hair. I did it, but she had to keep it on for a week. After that week, she had to wash her hair. And when she finally got her hair back, she came to me and she said, "I am so glad to have my own hair back." So,
That's
so
beautiful.
it's
So
it's
it,
it's
it does
also
start
what you
from home.
see and what you, yes, yeah, it's
It
also what
starts
you
from
see,
home.
the environment, but it's also what you put into them. If you
Mm.
put
Yeah.
in
Here's another
they
question, please. Here is another
change.
question.
Yeah, it's a comment from Jacqueline saying that the real question should be, is Nollywood the right industry to represent future Black role models and leaders in women? What do you
Nothing
think?
Hmm.
can be nothing can be more right than the Nollywood industry to do that, because man, these people have fans. They have people who watch them. They have people who learn from them. All we just have to do is make sure that future producers, future directors understand this particular message, because I have students that I teach how to write scripts. And trust me, I'd find a way to put this in our syllable. You get, I'll find a way to kind of attach this in our syllable, so that, because one thing most people don't know is, you see the movies you see out there. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. You see the movies you see out there. The
Mhm.
right people who are supposed to go home with the credits are not even being credited, and that's the writer. The writer is the real creator of the story. The writer is real creator of the environment with which you're working on, because the screenplay turns out to be the blueprint with which you
Yes.
work. And at the
Hmm.
end of the day, we barely even know the names of writers in the industry. So
That is
all I'm just gonna have to try and do is try and create something around the fact that my syllable for teaching script writers is also letting them understand that you need to change the society with your script.
Yes.
You need to push the society forward with your script. It's not always about trend. Trends are deceitful. Trends, right? They are deceitful, because when you sit back and let trends run for a long space of time, you realize how flimsy they turn out to be. Trends
But
are
can you call
deceitful.
it a trend? Can you call
Hello?
that? Can you call it a trend? Because it has been here for a very long time, and I don't see it going anywhere. But I don't believe that it's a trend. I think I don't believe it's a trend, a trend, because trends come
I-
and
I'm not,
go.
I'm not
Yeah,
talking
this
about
one
what
is not going anywhere.
I'm not talking about what we have at hand. I'm talking about most writers pick up their pens and feel like writing based on what's trending.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Most
Hmm.
never
Mm.
watch police brutality until the end SARS movement. And now
Hmm.
you see people sending me scripts to kind of proofread the script, and all you keep saying is NSAS, policeman, police one, police two, police five. What's going on? Is this the time you want to tackle this problem? So writers need to understand that when I want to write, I need to take the society forward. It doesn't matter if I go back in time to pick up a problem that has been there. Because if we writers are waiting for a protest against natural hair before we can start writing, man, it's not coming.
Going to take a long time before that happens,
Yeah,
right?
it's not coming. But we can look at ourselves and we're like, this is it. We have to start telling stories that would change lives. No matter who your audience is today, one thing about movie making is that it never dies. It's always there for people to watch, even if it's after 10 years, even if it's after 15 years. All you owe the movie is to do it and do it right.
Mm.
I agree with
So
you.
that
I agree. I agree. We are coming to an end, Ben. I would like to thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that I can invite you back another time next year.
yeah,
But
yeah.
before we go, one final word to the people that are watching or going to watch. What is the message that you are going to bring to them next year with your movies?
Um, okay. I want to promise Pam Rowie something because I'm just reading her comments before I say other things. She said in China and similar countries, they are careful about the message the movie or the films give. These are communist states, and this is a communist state, and they look at what comes out. Now, I a lot of things have motivated me. Filmmaking, I didn't go into it because it's something I've fallen in love with. So the best I can do is to keep bringing out original content. And thanks to God, today we are talking about original content. So whoever it is that's following this show, I just want you to do something.
Mhm.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. A whole lot of things are coming your way this next year. I never knew for once I was going to add natural hair to my plans for next year, but I'm doing that right now. So
Great.
yeah,
Mission
I feel
accomplished.
Yes.
so I feel elated. I feel very happy doing this. I don't do things I don't feel happy doing. So thanks to you, Von Through, for this platform. It's man, it doesn't always come by. People need to hear this message, and we are bringing it to them by
That
any
I
way we can.
agree. Mhm. Yeah. Well, great. Thank you. And I hope that that you would be able and you would be one of these people, the role models, even though you're not a woman, I think you can also be a role model that can bring a positive message. And the
Yes.
positive message being that it doesn't mean that when you have natural hair that you are poor, and that we can
Yeah,
change that as a Nollywood producer, writer, actor, you can change the narrative.
Oh,
Um,
yes,
ugly.
you don't have to be, you mean natural hair is not ugly. Or
Mm.
being
yeah,
yourself is not ugly unless your heart
yeah,
is ugly. So
yeah.
Mm.
thank you very much. For those of you who are watching, we are not at the end yet, because this is the last niche talk for this year. But next year, on the 14th of January, we are bringing on two Nollywood actresses. One of them, I really like her, and she is the typical uh, poor village girl transforming into beautiful. No, I mean it. It's a beautiful woman. Her name is Benita. Um, she is going to be on the 14th of January, and we are going to have the same discussion with her. Why the heck are you transforming from the poor village girl with natural hair into the girl that marries the prince and trust good. The prince that she marries always looks good. Why are you transforming into a princess and have to have the weaves and the wigs? And so I hope you'll join us next time. For now, I will say thank you very much for joining. Thank you for contributing and for all your questions. And I hope to see you soon. For those of you that I'm not going to see, I wish you a very happy Christmas and end of the year, and hope to see you all in the new year. Before we go to Mellow, one final word to those that are watching.
I don't have much to say. I think I've spoken a lot, but I am happy with what Ben has said. The last chat you had with the other directors, you know, there was a lot of push and pull, you know, but the direction that you want to take, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what you'll come up with. We'll make it trend,
Well,
especially.
we're not going to wait. We are going to stalk Ben. That's what we're going to do.
Yes, we'll stalk you. We're waiting for you. We
I
cannot
really
wait.
need
It's
the
gonna be
push.
next year.
I really need the push. Honestly, I really
Please
need the
do.
push.
Please do. And as men, you can also portray the message that you love beautiful natural women. You know, because as soon as you slap on a weave, you think that now every man wants you. No,
Mhm.
there are men who love women in natural hair. You know, so that's the message that you have to portray.
I'm one of them. I'm
Yeah,
one of them. I'm one of
yes,
them.
you.
Ben,
You see,
you
now
have,
take
if
out
you
your.
are in Nigeria, you have short white hair. What state are you? Where are you, Ben?
Hello?
Yes, where are you in Nigeria? Are you in
Uh,
Lagos?
Anambra State.
And now, if you are
Okay.
in Anambra, you have white
Yes.
short hair. If you ever get in Lagos, I don't know what to do. Take the take the keke back to Anambra. Ben is waiting.
Well, we
Ben
thank
is
you,
waiting.
Janine. Yes, we thank you, Janine, for the platform. You know, we'll keep
Honestly,
driving
thank
the
you.
My
message.
Thank you.
pleasure, and I'm very happy that all the listeners and the people that came on live gig. Frank is saying yes, I do love Afro hair.
You see,
Pam is
you
also.
see.
Thank you very much for joining, Pam. Pam says it was a pleasure to hear your inclination to drive a change, and we are
Yes,
going to make sure that he is going to drive the change. That he is
yes.
going. We are
She
going
will
to help
stalk
him.
you.
We are going to
She's going
stall
to stalk you.
we are going to make sure that we are going to make the change, or Ben is going to help us make the change.
Yes.
Again, thank you very much, all. It was really a pleasure having you here. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, and Ben, I hope to see you back next year.
Yeah,
If,
sure.
in one of our shows, and you're always welcome to join. Again, thank you very
Yeah.
much, and see you
Thank
all
you.
soon. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks.